Hi everyone, it's Maybelle with Love Shaped Intuition. I'm back with another reading. This is going to be a special reading with the message of the Cabbage white butterfly as well as messages from your ancestors. This is in honor of my grandmother who passed 3 years ago tomorrow. And I'm going to be using some oracle decks to see what our ancestors and passed on loved ones have to say, and what signs and symbols and synchronicities we might be seeing as confirmed by some of the messages in the oracle cards. You may have been receiving messages also from some of your passed on loved ones, either through nature or if you've seen this cabbage white butterfly especially, or any other color butterfly. All right, if you haven't yet subscribed, please take a moment to subscribe. It is the most valuable support that you can provide me here on YouTube. It is free for your subscription. I'm excited to announce that I have 105 subscribers and I'm still trying to make it to over 1,000. So please like, share, comment on this video. All interactions help the channel to grow and I really appreciate your support. If you'd like to support my free work with a donation, please visit Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-fi.com. The links will be in the description box for this video as well as in the comments. I also have an Amazon wish list. It's also linked in the description box and comments. I love new oracle and tarot decks, so check out my list and I'd love to use those in future readings. All right, so the other day, about a couple days ago, I was visited in the backyard by a couple of probably like finches, and a finch came directly to the garden where I have some cucumbers and some kale and some strawberry plants growing. The finch went, I think it was a finch, it went directly to the kale plant on the right, and it started to kind of inspect the leaves, and it got 2 green caterpillars and ate them, and then went to the other kale plant. The other kale plant is on the left side of the planter, and kind of investigated. It didn't seem to find anything, and it flew away. When I called my daughter out and I told her what I had seen, she was like, wow, and we were talking about how do they see the caterpillars, like how, and I said, well, they probably see the droppings, and then they're probably able to like, see like the evidence of them, and then, find them. So we were looking through the leaves and trying to see if the bird had missed any. And when we saw actually she found it, she found a chrysalis, and we brought it in, and I tied it. It was attached to a kale leaf. So we cut the kale leaf off the plant and then attached it to a string, and then put the string and hung it up in the top of a juice bottle. I clearly didn't think that through all the way because it emerged this morning and I had to try and get it into this larger jar so that you guys could see it better. And I had to put it inside of the jar and get it to come out of the small opening of the apple juice bottle. But it worked out, and here's our cabbage white butterfly that I'll be releasing after the reading. And you may be curious, if you have a butterfly in captivity, which I've done before for preschool, they can drink sugar water. And so the way that you do that is you make up sugar water and then put it on a paper towel, and they can rest on the paper towel and drink it through the proboscis, which is like a little straw-like tongue that they unfurl to drink, usually nectar. But I did also bring in a kale leaf and some kale flowers, so that in case it already kind of intrinsically knows what to do, right? I don't know how they find the plants that they're supposed to find, but they must be naturally drawn to those. So I brought in some kale and some kale flowers, and we also gave it some sugar water. And from time to time, it does kind of open up its wings and flap around, but it's kind of a cloudy day, kind of tropical. We're getting remnants of some kind of tropical storm, so it's been not really raining, but we'll get like some big raindrops and then some sun breaks, and it does start to kind of flap around when it sees the sun. So anyhow, I just thought it would be a good time to see what our ancestor spirit messages are at this time. I did also bring out this elephant, which reminds me of my grandma. It was one of the last gifts that she was able to physically, give me. And it was during a visit. My daughter and I went to go visit her, and she was always like that, such a giving heart. It's like if you liked any of the little knickknacks or, things that she had kind of around her house, she's like, oh, you want it? And she spoke Spanish, so it would be, in Spanish. But she would ask if you want it, and then I would be like, oh, no, it's okay. Oh, are you sure? No, take it with you. It's okay, So, so she gave me this, and I treasure it. And I also have another story about a gift that I gave her, and I'm sad that during the time that she had become ill, a couple other, her daughters, so my aunts, took care of her. Wow, and there's a downpour now, so it's like pouring rain, and it's still like light out. So interesting. I love the weather. Okay, so my aunts, moved her to one of my aunt's home, and it was at the, pandemic height of the beginning of the pandemic. And then all her things went through, like, I don't know, an estate or something. I don't know what they did with all her stuff, but I had given her a duck, kind of like a yard statue that I had received from one of my neighbors who had passed years before. And then my grandma had a collection of like little duck things outside of her apartment, and one of them had gotten taken, like somebody stole it. And so she had mentioned it, and I said, I can bring you this one, and so I just took it to her because I just felt like I'd rather her have it than me. And it's not like I could replace the duck thing that she had found. It was one of those like kind of like a piece that you can find like at Ross or something, but there's not like many of them. She said she had found it. It was like a one-time thing, and it was like a planter where you could put little plants inside, and it had like little ducks on the outside. So anyways, yeah, I always remember that was like the last thing that I was really kind of able to give her, and the elephant meant a lot symbolically. The elephant meaning strength and also like good luck, especially if it had its trunk raised up. So anyways, those things remind me of her, and always when I think of her, I think of my mom as well, and I miss both of them. And so we are going to It's also hard now that I think about it. My mom passed 7 years ago towards the end of July, and then her funeral was actually August 8th as well. So just thinking about them this time of year and missing them both. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do a reading. Now, both of them were, and I grew up very religious, so tarot cards and oracle cards, they probably wouldn't have, well, I know they wouldn't have, agreed with it back then, but I also know that they're okay. They're okay with it now. Okay, let's see. We'll start with, how about these? Okay, what are the messages that our ancestors would like to share? I've also been hearing like repeated song lyric, and it's about tomorrow. Something about, I really don't know what it says about tomorrow. Something about, I hope tomorrow brings maybe a softening. And it says, because yesterday is gone. So that might be a message for someone out there. I've also been hearing Sana Sana Kulita Verana, which is, healing little saying that we have in Spanish. Some of you may resonate with. All right. Messages from our ancestors. Okay, tree and grounding. So to stay grounded and what I'm getting is to remain grounded and to remember your roots, but to also raise up, and stretch up and expand upwards and allow more, allow growth. And I'm just now noticing that this tree looks like it has crystals throughout it. First time I've ever noticed that. Some of you may be seeing egrets or cranes. I can't tell what this animal is here. I can't tell if it's a squirrel or a rabbit, and maybe a porcupine, unless it's maybe just a bush. But over here, this looks like a squirrel or a rabbit. And both of those kind of remind me of my grandma as well. Squirrel seemed to bring me a message just before her passing. Okay, whale breach. So let's see what this is about. And I'm hearing a siren. Okay, they're telling us to take a break, not just a coffee break, but a respite from the usual environments you find yourself in. Is there a trip that you want to take? Go for it. Are you tired of being indoors? Make it a point to get outside. You've become so attached to your surroundings that you have created within them an illusion of safety, yet it is not these things that make you feel safe, rather just their familiarity. Taking time away from the familiar is literally about changing your external environment in a significant way such as doing something unusual or perhaps something you've always wanted to experience. Another perspective is breaking through the barrier of beliefs that have constricted you in any way from being who you truly are. This is your opportunity to do some intentional breaching of these thought patterns, which will open you to different worlds and perspectives. I love it. So to think bigger, to really go for what it is. Say you've always wanted to go somewhere, but something's holding you back. Okay, I did see Mintalkin longing for home, belonging, the original Lightworkers, but it did kind of fall, so we're going to shuffle a bit more. What do our ancestors and passed on loved ones want us to know? Okay, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So you're maybe being told to move or travel, maybe even go hiking, but this is some kind of calling that you feel. But you feel unsupported, or there's some type of fear, and again, kind of being used to the familiar. Not necessarily really what you want to do, just doing the same old, maybe stuck in a routine or a way of being. Sisterhood of the Rose, beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. So perhaps you're being called to be a teacher, to spread messages of love and light, beauty and devotion, some kind of mystical path. They want you to remain grounded. Okay. What's the message? Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Wow, so that's similar to the breach. It's like do the unexpected, change your energy. And dance. Find ways to enjoy life. And also take a break, especially if you've been working very hard or diligently. All right, let's get some of these next. Okay, stay connected. We are all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source, yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from the connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to the source. Wow. Beautiful. They might be telling you to stay connected through prayer, through meditation. They might be telling you that they are sending you messages. Spend time out in nature with the tree grounding. They might also be telling you to stay connected to your other family members. And or staying connected in life and in love. Sometimes it's difficult to feel after we've especially lost, our loved ones that meant so much to us. that we almost become numb to a lot of other things. What's the message? Okay, synchronicity. Are you noticing the signs of synchronicity that the spirit world has been sending to you at this time? People and situations in your life are not just appearing by coincidence. In reality, they're being guided to you from the spirit world to help you for a specific reason. How beautiful. So definitely just confirmation. You may be seeing repeated numbers, signs in nature. It could be anything. Things that remind you of them. Surprising, animal kind of visits, or it says even people that you meet. Okay, what is the message? Okay, lightning breakthrough, card number 21. Twos are numbers of connection between yourself and another, and 1 is a number of the self. It's also of new beginnings. So lightning, I wonder if there's going to be lightning soon, you guys. I did tell you there is some tropical storm energy nearby. So this talks about a breakthrough. So having some type of breakthrough, some kind of epiphany, some kind of maybe wake-up call, or some kind of maybe something that you are hearing even in this message today. It's kind of like oh my goodness, that was a message just for me. They're also encouraging you to kind of keep going, that you're maybe close to this breakthrough energy. What is this? Okay, Lotus Resurrection, card number 22. Wow, and I kid you not, 21 and 22. So, resurrection. A resurfacing, a kind of like a rebirth. The beautiful lotus flowers, they get their nutrients from the silt and the muck at the bottom of, ponds with like murky water. So rising up again after having gone through those depths and having this breakthrough. What's the message? Okay, Moss Adaptability, card number 24. And the only one right now that we're missing is 23. And I'm really shuffling, and these cards have been used before, so it is not that it is in order in any way, shape, or form. This card talks about adaptability, being open to change, being amenable to doing things in a different way. Moss is one of these plants that it can survive very hot temperatures as well as very cold temperatures, because it can go dormant. So a time, to kind of protect itself. And then once conditions are just right, then it adapts, and it, can kind of look at how it just covers everything in green. So you're being asked to kind of be adaptable. This card also talks about drink water. Make sure you're drinking water. So stay grounded, drink water. Let's get one more. And okay, so all these twos, this may have to do with connecting with yourself and another. 4 is building something on a solid, stable, secure foundation. Oop, I just seeing there, but a little butterfly move. Looks like he's kind of wiping his face. Okay, what is this? Okay, ocean, waves, and card number 27. So another 2, and 7s are connectedness and spirituality, as well as long-term partnerships, contracts, relationships, and commitments, including marriage. But we do have stay connected right down here. So the waves, we have a lot of water in this. When you look at the lotus that's coming out of this kind of pond water, this moss needs moisture, and it does talk about, it literally talks about drinking more water, making sure that you're drinking more water. And then this one with the ocean waves, and we have the whale back here in the water as well. So ocean waves, kind of riding the waves, kind of going with the flow. Trying to stay balanced. Okay, we're going to get now messages from heaven. This is also, I'm feeling like it's a, try not to struggle. You know how they say, like, swim, like, don't swim against, I don't know. I don't want to give out any incorrect information, but like how they say to, like, when there's riptides and also like the crashing waves on the shore. Just feeling like it's important to keep your balance and try not to struggle. This might have to do with intuition, and this might also have to do with love, and this might also have to do with emotions. Okay, what is the message from our ancestors, passed on loved ones? You are a star. Step into the spotlight where you belong. And there's a 4. So something on a solid, building something solid, stable, secure, a foundation. Maybe be adaptable, and you might be a dancer of some kind. This might also be taking a break. Wow, so, okay, one of the cards, right, the breach was take a break, and this one says breakthrough. So you might be just needing to kind of take a break, and you might be, during that time, able to have some type of breakthrough. Like when you step away from something and just kind of allow it to kind of rebirth. And make sure you're manifesting when you're grounded. Okay, let's see. Okay, stand up for what you know is right. We are supporting you. Card 27. We also have 27 here. So you may be 27 years old. 27 may have importance to you. They are saying that you are being supported. And we did get that other card that said, if you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Okay, so I'm now I'm feeling this as well. This might be for someone who had a similar situation, and perhaps you want to know that they are watching you and they're okay with what it is that you're doing. Perhaps it's a little bit different than the way that you were raised with this tree grounding. This is another tree here. Stand up for what you know is right. We are supporting you. Perhaps, and one of the messages, I think, in the shorts this week, either this week or last week, it did talk about ancestors. I think it might have been, I'm not sure if maybe it's the message for tomorrow, because it did make me think of, the date, and it reminded me of my grandmother, but it's the ancestor message. And it did talk about them kind of continuing to evolve, even though they are no longer in the physical. So I thought that was interesting, and I do feel as though that kind of shows that, sometimes when we're here, we do the best that we can, the way that we were raised, and like we stick to traditions and what we were taught and what we were, kind of made to do or felt obligated to do. And so this might be them encouraging you, right? This talks about trust, love, and appreciate yourself. Show respect for you. Card number 16. So we have another 1 and a number of the self. This is also a 6, which is the Lover's card in the tarot, a Gemini energy. It can be a return to better health, a head over heart or heart over mind choice or decision, as well as seeking balance in an unbalanced situation. So if you need to stand up for something, maybe in an unbalanced situation. Okay, what is this? What's the message? And all those red flowers, the root chakra, the base chakra, staying grounded, security. Okay, looks like the camera cut off for a couple minutes there. So the last couple cards that we had come out, I'll show them to you. We should have the entire audio. So we have 27, stand up for what you know is right. We are supporting you. And trust, love, and appreciate yourself. Show respect for you. Card number 16. Okay, what is the message? Okay, don't rush into making big decisions right now. Take your time. So yes, so if you feel pressured, this might be, again, a time to take a break, to relax and rest and kind of think about what it is that you'd like to do, especially the waves. Kind of like maybe motivation kind of comes and goes. It can also be emotions, perhaps grieving. I think it's raining again. I just had a peek outside. All right, so let's get some more messages. Take the time to pamper yourself or let others take care of you. Card 22. And we already had 22, so you may be seeing a lot of 2s, repeated number 2s, 22s, 27, 21, 4s, take the time to pamper yourself or let others take care of you. And this card also says take your time. So yeah, it's just, it sounds like, you know, maybe you're feeling rushed, or you're feeling like if you don't hurry, you know, if you don't do things like others, perhaps you are also not getting the results that you want, and it feels like you're taking too much time. They're encouraging you to take your time. What's the message? This is also talking about nurturing energy, self-care. Seek professional help if you need to. All will be well. Card number 18. This might have to do with child or children. This might have to do with inner child healing. He's standing in the ocean, so the waves are back. Seek professional help if you need to. So that's pretty clear. If you need to get some type of mentorship or assistance, either from a physician or therapist, this could also be having to do with any kind of professional help. This may be just getting a second opinion before you decide on something. And it does confirm there that all will be well. Be creative, look for ways to build, grow, and manifest. Card 36. All right. So 3s are teamwork, collaboration, working together on something. There we have another 6. Someone needs your support. Can you help them? We will guide you. Card number 35. 35 and 36, and then we have 7. Again, your intuition is strong. We are reaching out to help. So make sure that you are grounded, but believe in your intuition. You are being guided. Someone else that you know may need support. And again, I'm going to go back to this. It may be your inner child. It may be one of your children or your child. It may be someone that you know. There's the thunder. Okay. So that brings us to the end of this message. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. We rejoice when you find love. Love comes in unexpected ways. And there's another 24. Let's see what was the 24 message before. Moss, adaptability. And this one says, we rejoice when you find love. Love comes in unexpected ways. Unexpected ways, be adaptable, be open. This is all green heart chakra. And this one talking about love. Also that it's holding a furry paw friend. Really listening to the messages from spirit animals. And also this might have to do with encouraging some type of pet. We have a cat here as well. All right, so that is what I have for this reading. I hope that it's been helpful. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. I would love to see you back here again soon. Take care, everyone.